And we're live. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Cooking with Carl. Today, it's a little special episode, a little different. We'll be making donuts. Now, granted, usually I really try my best to make everything from scratch here because, of course, this is a cooking stream. What's the point of doing a cooking stream if you have absolutely no plans to make things from scratch? You know, it's not very educational, not very entertaining to be like, okay, throw this mix, follow the instructions on the back, throw it in a pan, and there you go. But I'm making an exception for this week, kind of. The reason being is I've been trying to, watch my calories recently, and I've been looking for an excuse to make these donuts from this donut mix. I've had it for ages, but like I said, I don't want to just make it according to the instructions on the back and then okay, we're done. So my plan is we're gonna start out by making the dough. We're gonna let it rise, and then while it's rising, we're gonna make various fillings and such to make donuts. Where's my powdered sugar? There it is. But yes, we're going to be making various fillings, various frostings, various icings to put on top of said donuts, so that that's like what we're actually going to be cooking. So I am going to be mixing up the format this week. Typically, what we do is I'll make each recipe twice. And the reason for doing that is so if someone can't or didn't show up for the very, very start, they still have some time and ability to make the recipe and follow along once we hit the midpoint. However, I plan on making one, two, three, four, five different types of donuts right now. And given the space that I have, and given the limited materials and resources, it's just not feasible for me to do it twice in a row to make like one donut's worth of glaze and then start over. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to make up the dough, and then while it's rising, we'll get to kind of figure out how many donuts it's going to be, and then we'll start making enough for 2 or 3 donuts worth of each of the 5 donuts. So we should have a classic over a dozen, even more. We'll see how much this makes, and hopefully I don't make so much filling and stuff that I have way too much crud, but hopefully I don't make too little so I don't have enough. So a tip from my father was to preheat the oven to 200 degrees and then turn it off so that it's cooling down, which creates a nice toasty environment for the dough to rise. So without further ado, let's open this up. So on the back, this is a pretty good mix. The only thing you need to add to the mix is yeast and water. So full disclaimer, a cup of water, warm water specifically, and 2 tablespoons of yeast. Let me switch over. And 2 tablespoons of yeast is what it calls for. I did stir the yeast into the warm water beforehand, and that gives it the 5 minutes it needs to rise. So I'll pour that in, and I'll grab my rubber scraper. I'll just pour all this crud in. Ooh, that is a questionably sized bowl. It's okay. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. So we just want to mix it in, and it should come a nice doughy consistency as we stir it up, and it should be enough to stick together, and then we can start kneading it. And then once we knead it all together, come on, now get all that crud out. Once we knead it all together, then we should be able to set this bowl. Oh shoot, this is a plastic bowl. I can't put that in a hot oven. We'll throw it into one of the glass bowls and then see about letting it rise in the oven. Okay, so this is rubber scraper is just to start us off. Let's start kneading it all together. Come on now. We got to get both of our hands in there. Nice and googie, as I like to say. Nice and googie. So we're going to pick it up, spin it all around, mix it all up. We might need a little bit more water if the dough seems a bit too dry, if it's not sticking together and it's staying in these little strings. Because we want to get it to a nice consistency where it's all sticking together and it doesn't want to stick to our hands. Because like right now, you see it's wanting to stick to our hands. We don't like that. Hey, Shally and Hylian got here early. We have started. We're making the donuts. They're orange donuts. How have we been on this fine, well, Sunday morning for you, Sunday afternoon for me? Let's get all this crud together. So googie. So yeah, today we have decided on, woke up like 20 minutes ago. Bro, you got the perfect, your internal clock was like, wait a minute. It's cooking stream day. Have to clean? Well, feel free to head out and do that because obviously cleaning is more important. Feel free to put me on the background. I'm lovely. Scientists say that people are 50% more productive when they put my stream on in the background when they're cleaning instead of music of choice. So, you know. Oh, yeah, you watch Seashell Vids stream nice and late. Gotcha. But yes, we've got this nice dough here. It's orange colored. Not orange flavored, just orange colored. We're making oh, Seashell Vid streaming right now. Oh, that's right. That's right. Well, tell them I said hi, and I'll save them a donut if they want. We're making custard. Oh, yeah, see. So on the list, we've got custard donuts, apple filled powdered donuts. There's chocolate on the top of the custard. Cinnamon sugar donuts, cream filled, chocolate covered, and we got glazed donut holes. BRB, fair enough. Ugh. So you want to get all this crud on the bottom. See how it's nice and doughy. There we go. So we're kneading all this crud in there. It's no longer really sticking to our hands, and it's starting to stick to itself, which is good. Good stuff. So I'm just like kind of, I don't even know if this is proper kneading technique. It says knead until mixture forms a dough, which, I mean, pretty doughy to me. All right, so let's see. What size bowl? That's probably pushing it. Should have done this in the glass bowl to start out with, honestly. But, boom. There, that should be good. We'll kind of push that down a little bit so it doesn't rise too much outside. But we got this little ball here. And what we can do is, like I said, I preheated the oven at 200 degrees and then I turned it off a couple minutes ago as I was starting. So we got to cover it with a nice damp, wet towel so that the moisture does not escape. Put it over nice and taut, nice and tight. There we go. It's only 200 degrees Fahrenheit, so not even hot. Never was hot enough to even boil water, so not super hot. Plastic might have been able to survive. I would imagine the plastic could have survived, but I did not want to chance it. Okay, so that is rising. We'll set this crud somewhere. I don't know. So that's rising. So on to the next step. We're going to be making custard. So one of the first donuts that we will be preparing, we'll be making custard for the classic kind of Long John custard filled, um, chocolate on top, that sort of thing. So the chocolate we're going to make last because that's one of the things that kind of needs to be hot so that it can be put on top and then dry and then glaze on top and cover. But yeah, so we will be making custard. Let me pull up the recipe. That's not my recipe. That's my recipe. So we're going to make a half batch of homemade custard. I think. We'll see how much. That's I mean, yeah, like I said, I've never made this before, so I'm not entirely sure of the different portions and whatnot, but we're going to make a half batch of custard because we don't really need to. Seashell says they want one. They'll be over between 3 to 4 to grab one. Okay. Sounds good to me. Okay, whole milk. How many cups is this? 16 fluid ounces? 2 cups? It should be good. Make sure I have enough. I'm not going too crazy between my cream and this. Okay, no. Okay, yeah, so the ganache needs a cup and a half, so I should be good. Just double checking. I did prepare. I did prepare this, but yeah. Just want to double check. Okay, so first up, what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring the milk and vanilla extract almost. Wait, this is heavy whipping cream, not whole milk. Holy cow! Holy cow! What am I doing? Let's see. Where'd you go, whole milk? There you are. So, what we're going to do is we're going to put a cup of whole milk. I said, Our String, they checked out what you're making. Immediately asked if they could grab one. Yes, as I said, I have known them for the past 15 years or 15, 16 years. I figured they would ask, so beat them to the punch. There we go. Don't want to pull it so hard that everything flies everywhere. A cup. A cup. 1 cup of whole milk. Not half milk, whole milk. Fun fact, whole milk is 4% milk fat in volume. Yeah, beat them to the punch. Yep. Hey, Seashell Vids. Carl's streaming right now making donuts. Oh, do you want one? I'm a smart boy. Exactly as planned. All right, and then 2 teaspoons vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract, but I never measure out the vanilla extract. Thought it was hilarious, but it was essentially being the middleman. Yep. Popping back and forth. Do you want it? Do you want it? Okay, so we'll stir this up a little bit, and we'll put it on a nice low heat while we prepare. There we go. Nice low heat. We'll stir all the bubbles out a little bit. Okay. And then place sugar, cornstarch, and salt in bowl of a stand whisker. I don't want. Oh, shoot. I need a whisk. I'm going to whisk it by hand. Whisk it to get the biscuit. Oh, frick. Sugar, cornstarch, Salt. 1/8 of a cup of cornstarch, which I do not have. Does it pop apart? Oh my god, it does. It's gonna save so much mess. There we go. It's like, there's no way this hasn't. I'm freaking dragging all these things around like they're on the clothesline or something. Okay. 1/8 cup of cornstarch. Gotta be kind of quick here. Ah. There we go. 1/8 cup of cornstarch. Salt. 1/8 teaspoon of salt. Where'd my salty boy go? There we go. There it is. There he is. 1/8 teaspoon of salt. Boom. And sugar, right? Yep. And then the sugar, 2/3 a cup of sugar, 1/3 a cup of sugar, you mean? Where'd my sugar go? There it is. There we go. 1/3 cup of sugar. And then 2 large egg yolks. There we go. We got this. I should get some like tunes going or something for these cooking streams. Chill Nintendo music to cook to. There we go. I don't know why I haven't been doing this on camera. Oh my god. 2 egg yolks. Well, that was easy. Plop. 1 egg yolk. Farm fresh eggs, by the way, folks. We got these from the eggs back on the farm from the chickens. Oh! Yolk is escaping. Okay, luckily I was managed to separate it out properly. Pretty sure I'll get a copyright strike if I do. I'll have to find royalty-free music and crud. Yeah, I wonder how bigger streamers do it. Because I've definitely seen bigger streamers put on the music in the background. Maybe I looked into like there's like a Twitch thing that you can do. All right, sugar, cornstarch, and salt in the bowl, and blend until pale yellow. I mean, I'm gonna blend until it's blended. Holy cow. This is real gooey, which I guess makes sense. Custard is rather thick. Is that what it's supposed to look like? Add yolks. I mean, slowly pour milk mixture into eggs while whisking. Do not whisk too fast or it will froth and foam. Blend until mixed. Transfer back into the saucepan. Cook over medium-low heat for 3 to 5 minutes until thickened. and then refrigerate for a minimum of 3 hours. Oops. We're going to pretend that didn't exist. And that's why we made the custard first, folks. All right. Oh, it's starting to do the thing. It's starting to do the thing. Slowly pour the milk mixture into the eggs while whisking at a low speed. Okay. Pour a little bit. And whisk. Now, the reason why you have to pour only a little bit at a time is because if you pour too much, it will cook the eggs. Hey, Laraj, welcome to the stream. How you been? How you doing? We're making donuts. Classic. You know what? I'm going to rinse this pitcher out real quick. I'm going to pour all of the milk mixture into the pitcher. And then what we're going to do is so that we actually have a spigot to pour crud with. Because using a pan to pour things slowly, or a pot, or whatever, not ideal. Not ideal at all. You'd love to cook them yourself? Well, feel free to follow along. Unfortunately, I'm not doing it twice today. The reason being, I kind of copped out on the actual donut dough itself. I am making from a mix. And so I can't really do that twice. And I'm making a bunch of different toppings and stuff. So I really don't want to make like one donut's worth of toppings. You know? And then yeah. But yes, you can always watch the VOD back. So basically, the first thing you need to do is just somehow get donut dough. Right. All right, mixed up. Slowly pour mixture into eggs. And like I said, it's important. It says slowly, and it means, it says that for a reason. And that reason is if you just pour all of the hot milk mixture into the eggs, it will cook the eggs, and you will get egg. I look different? You can't place it? Really? Interesting. I wonder if you'll figure it out. Evil grin. But yeah, if you just pour all of it in at once, it'll start cooking the eggs, and then you'll have literal cooked eggs chunks drifting around, and one, that interferes with the thickening process, and two, it's gross. I did shave my beard. Yes, I grow my beard out until it starts tickling me too much, and I can't takes it no more, and then I shave. And that's how I do that. So yeah, we've used the yolks for this. So that means we have whites left over. And if you want to know something you can do with your egg whites, I do have a coconut macaroon cooking stream that I did way back when. You can check out the cooking stream Discord channel. The cooking Discord channel in the stream. Discord channel in this. No. The cooking Discord channel. Yes, that's all I want. Yeah, I have a VOD on YouTube. So yeah, now this is getting nice and combined. And the cool thing is we have no floaty bits. We don't want any floaty bits. Because if you get the floaty bits, that means you did it too quickly. You poured the stuff in too quickly or too much or whatever, and it started cooking the eggs, and I hate to break it to you, but your custard is ruined at that point. Ruined! So then, yeah, transfer it back over to medium-low heat, and we'll cook to 3 to 5 minutes. The cook camera is a bit... This one? Camera A or camera B? Camera A? It's a bit shaky? Is it? I guess a little bit. It's literally just sitting here on a board. It's my phone, and it's sitting on a board with a hole in it. And yeah, so You can see right here. This board right here. That's my camera. So I apologize. It's not the most stable, but hey, it works for the most part. Very creative. Yes, I mean I try. I try. So how you been, Laraj? How are things going over in the old EU? You're from Czech Republic, you said, right? I'm gonna feel like an idiot if I get that wrong. Okay, so what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna transfer it back. We're gonna cook over medium to low heat until it starts thickening, and then we're going to remove from said heat, and then throw it in a bowl with some plastic wrap, which I should probably grab. So, now that we've done that, we can pour it all back. Whee! There we go. So we're going to put it on like 3. Gonna mix that around. Donuts. Welcome in, Captain. This is our captain speaking. How we doing? We're making some custard right now. We already made the dough. So I'm rinsing this bowl out because we're gonna need it. So custard, it's one of those, anything that you're cooking, like with eggs, custard or eggnog, very finicky because, like I said, you don't want to cook the eggs. Because that can happen. If you do things wrong, if you rush things, the eggs will cook and they will solidify, and you'll have egg fragments swimming around in your custard, in your eggnog, in your whatever. So we're just going to stir until it thickens. It should be the cornstarch helping to do its job, and also kind of the egg itself starting to cook. And since we've mixed all the egg yolk in, the proteins have been spread out so much that they're not gonna like stick together when they're cooked. When they denature, but rather they're gonna stick to everything, and that will make it thicker. So instead of having a runny liquid with solid chunks in, we're going to have a not runny liquid with no solid chunks in, which, as I hope you can imagine, is much more ideal, especially considering we're going to put this inside a donut, because no one wants egg pieces in their donut. Nobody. If they tell you that, they're either lying or delusional. So it says 3 to 5 minutes. And we gotta prepare our butter. A half a tablespoon of unsalted butter. Get a knife. Unless it's like a fried egg or one of those egg patties that don't is simply the bread for a breakfast. No. Wrong. That is still incorrect. If you're making a breakfast sandwich, use toast or bagel. No donut. Donut too sugary. Hey, Laraj, thanks for the $1. I appreciate it, man. I'll put that towards the next cooking stream. So it's supposed to be thickening here in a bit. Should be. I don't want to be going too crazy, and overcooking it. But at the same time, it needs to be thick because if it's not thick, then it'll get too runny and it'll. Ooh. Yeah. Don't want to stick into the sides of the pan. There we go. The stuff on the sides of the pan is starting to thicken up. Oh, yeah. I don't know if you can kind of see this, but it's starting to thicken. So you want to stick all that crud up. Ooh, there we go. There we go. Let's turn it even lower. We want to stir all this together because we don't want lumps. That's looking good. Use the whisk to help break up any lumpy parts. Because obviously the stuff that has contact with the pan. Okay, it's starting to thicken. Turn it off. There we go. Look at how thick that is. Okay. And then we got to get a half tablespoon of unsalted butter. And we'll just whisk that in. Thick boy. Yep. So half a tablespoon. There's my knife. I'll say, where did I put my knife? My knife! Nice and hot. Whisk that crud in. I thought I'd turn my notifications off. Things are vibrating. There we go. Butter's nice and melted. Oh, yeah. It's going to be good inside a donut. Look at how thick that's getting. Look at that. Look at that. That's some thick stuff. It's thick with 3 C's. All right, so we'll pour this off into the bowl, back into the old custard bowl. So there you go. You want it to be nice and thick. That's why I was stirring with the spatula. Thought maybe I'd be able to get away with it, but you really want the whisk because the whisk is really good at helping break up and make things uniform, And then what we're going to do is we're going to cover it up, and it says to kind of push the cling wrap down until it covers, like it physically touches. Where's the knife? Oh, there it is. Until it physically touches the custard. It says if you put if there's an air gap in there, it'll tend to make a film that you don't want. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of tuck that in, roll that around, so there's no air gap at all. And then once we've gotten rid of the air gap, we'll just go around there. And then we'll be able to refrigerate this. And it says let this sit for at least 3 hours, but preferably 2 days. However, I mean, we can put it into the donut first and then refrigerate the donut. Am I right? Could you hand me the washcloth? We need to clean up all this crap. was it game over for the fact that we can't let it sit for long enough? All right, there we go. Let's take all of our excess crud. We'll put it in here. So let's see, what's the next thing on the list that we can make? We got the apple. Ooh, apple. I'm gonna wash this. I'm gonna need to use this saucepan again. I don't know, you just like to use your points? Yeah. Just so you know, Sundays, of course, cooking stream, I'm in a different place. I turn a lot of my channel points rewards off because, like, obviously, like, how would I put a plushie on stream, stuff like that. So keep that in mind. If you want to save your points for cooler stuff, you can redeem them normally. I'm going to wash this pan out because I need it again. Saucepan. All right, I'm back. And now we're going to make. So that's a custard. So here's the checklist. Weird question. Other than maybe one or two things, does the rabbit's foot actually do anything in Stardew Valley? Yes, there are a few uses for rabbit's foot. Every single person, except Penny, who hates it, loves it as a gift. So therefore, it is the only universally loved gift that can have a higher quality than just normal. There is one secret note that requires you to follow a set of directions, and you end up talking to the truck driver for JojaMart, and he asks you for a lucky rabbit's foot, and in exchange, he gives you an item that permanently increases your luck forever. And if you date all 6 men or women at the same time, get them all up to 10 hearts, and see their 10 heart events, then they will confront you about it, which, if you follow my TikTok, you can see what happens when that happens. But if you have a lucky rabbit's foot in your pocket, nothing's for Skull Cavern. No. Yeah, its best use in general is just giving it to people. There are some people like Alex or Pierre. Yeah, Alex or Pierre or Caroline, where none of their loved gifts are things that can be iridium quality, like crops or forage. So the only way to give them an iridium quality love gift is to give them an iridium quality rabbit's foot. So there you go. Okay, we're making some good stuff here. We are making. Where'd my cutting board go? There we go. It's below everything. We're making like apple pie filling, which we're gonna eventually use to put in some donuts. So we've got 1 apple. We've got 2 apples. Recipe calls for 7 to 9 apples, about 3 pounds. We're going to do a third of that recipe because we don't need a whole pie's worth. We only need like a slice, like a sixth of a pie's worth, in order for our purposes. So what we're going to do is, of course, peeled cored apples. We're only going to use 2 apples. Got this handy dandy apple peeler corer. You know I have to do this. Good custard. Thick. Very thick. Good stuff. All right, we'll pull this. Can y'all see everything okay? Yeah, it's unfortunately I only have one screen, so my recipe is also electronic. So here's our apple slices. We're going to want to peel all these. If you have a fancy apple peeler at home, oh, we do somewhere. I have access to one somehow, but I figured, while I am going to, good, okay. While I am going to use this fancy apple slicer and corer, there we go. I figure I might as well peel them by hand, because I'm not making two anyway, so I might as well, right? Come here, you. Oh, itchy nose. Where's my knife? There's my paring knife. Come here, you. So after we make this, we're probably going to roll out the dough. What's the best way to peel apples? Like whittle them? Or is it like that? I don't know. I didn't really think about it. One time in school we did Kahoot and there were some options for something. I remember one of them was thick and you needed to click that. Oh, you needed to click that. It was a joke answer. Come on. Come on, Laraj. Get with the program. I'm peeling. Yeah, this is you gotta be really careful, but not let your knife slip when you're doing it this way. Because that's why, I mean, most people think, okay, a sharp knife is going to be more dangerous, right? But most of the time, a dull knife is more dangerous because a dull knife is still sharp enough to cut you, but um, it does things like it's harder to control. You have to push more, and that in and of itself means that it's more prone to muscle fatigue from just doing that. But also because you're pushing harder, you're storing a lot more energy. So sometimes you push, 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 and then when something goes, it's easier to peel it first and then cut it into pieces. Well, you know what? I'm trying new things. So maybe you're buying apple slices. We're gonna put there's the sliced ones. This doesn't seem too bad. Go. No, peel goes here. No, you know what? Peeled goes here. Peel goes there. Maybe do I have a? Let's put all this crap into a bowl. All the crap into a bowl. I got a whole bunch of bowls for this very purpose because I always run out of bowls. I'm like, I wish I had a bowl to put this egg white in or this crap. I always run out of bowls. So let's just throw all this in a bowl because I got a whole stack of bowls. Because I figure, you know what? It doesn't matter. I always spend an hour to clean up after. Not actually an hour. It spends me like 15 minutes to half an hour to clean up after this. I usually make a killer mess in the kitchen. Especially when I'm making things twice. So I make twice the mess than you really need to, because normally you would use like one bowl to make something. There we go. Boom, boom. Woo. Yeah, of course, there's always these cool contraptions where you like they have like some prongs on there, and you stick the apple, you know, the apple core or the butt of the apple on the prongs. Like 3 layers of bowls at home. Pain to clean all. Yeah, whole bunch. But that's what I gotta do. Yeah, so I mean, every time after stream, if we have enough people, I'll raid someone, right? And you know, I always after raiding, basically I'm like, okay, well I gotta go, I gotta leave. Reason being, I gotta go clean up because it's when you're cooking, the longer you let your dishes sit, the more stuff dries on there, and the more stuff time has to dry, the more stuff time has to stick, and then you really have to start scraping it all off, and it's just a pain in the butt, you know. It's just a pain. So you really want to clean up as soon as you're done cooking. If you can. You cook, you eat, you clean up. And I know it's a pain because, like, especially like when I'm doing a cooking stream here, I'm standing up during the majority of it. I have to make sure I'm talking. I have to keep um, track of a bunch of different things at once. So I'm making sure I'm still being entertaining and all that good stuff. And one pan we have still not clean. Come on, Laraj. Well, make your mother, siblings, roommates happy and clean it right now and be like, you know what? I was watching this really wholesome streamer. He's giving me some life advice, and he told me to clean this pan because you know what? It's the right thing to do. And then your roommates or siblings or whomever you're living with, it's going to be like, you know what, Laraj, you're great. There you go. Then you get brownie points, and then when you want something from them, you can be like, remember how I cleaned up that pan? Don't do that. I hate people that do that. It's like if you're my friend and you ask a favor and you feel the need to bring up a favor you did for me or something nice in order like what? You know. If you're my friend, you ask a favor of me, I mean, I'm probably going to do it if I'm able. It's reasonable. You don't need to be like, remember the time? You report after that? Okay. It's like I hate that. It's like, okay. So then what that tells me is like, all right, when you were doing that thing, were you just putting that in your back pocket to be like, all right, well the next time I need something, I'll be able to um I'll be able to just bring this up, you know. If you're friends, you should be doing things out of the goodness out of your heart, not playing a keeping score. I knew someone like that. I hated her guts. Did I cut my finger? Thought I felt a little sting there. Say you're cutting a nice juicy thing like an apple, high amount, it has some acid in it, cut yourself, you'll know. It'll sting. Yeah, I knew this one girl, she did not care. She did not care about like anyone else and their needs and stuff. It's funny because she acted like she did. But then I found out, oh, you don't give a crap about me. Interesting story. She was a coworker actually, one of my fellow RAs at college. Um, and like I said, she was the person where she would present herself to be nice and caring, but after being like stood up by her for a few times, things both personal and professional, right? Showing up, it was finally the last straw where we were on duty together and we had to do duty rounds, and I had to one, she forgot, she wouldn't respond to her messages. And I had to get one of her friends on staff to text her and be like, hey, are you showing up? And then she shows up 10 minutes late and she says, sorry, my phone, or what was her excuse? Is like, sorry, my my phone wasn't notifying me. And I'm like, punk, you are an adult. This is your professional responsibility. You don't have to you know, have your phone remind you. You should remind you, you know, all by yourself. So that kind of miffed me because she was like putting the blame on me. Hey, Cake Man, why are you posting hate in my chat? No, I got you. Hi, Cake Man. I'm telling a story about someone I don't like. But yeah, it's like first she's putting it basically on me and her phone, the fact that I was unable to message her as the reason why she was late. So that irritated me. So then I was like, do you always leave people hanging, or is that just me? And that set her off. She did not like that one bit. She's like, what are you talking about? And I start naming off all the times that she's like stood me up. She's like, whatever. Done, Captain? Nice. It's clean. You have now earned yourself brownie points with whomever you live with. And if you don't live with anybody, if you live alone, you've earned yourself brownie points. So basically, she blew up all over me. She hates me. All that good stuff. Whatever. And then I started like kind of asking around with other people, like her friends on staff. And I was like, it would come up in conversation. Oops. And they'd be like, yeah, she doesn't really care about you or anyone other than herself. And I'm like, what? Like, how can someone act so nice, but then be so crappy? And one of them told me a story. He had an unfortunate incident where he was playing basketball, on the courts outside, playing some casual basketball. And I'm not sure exactly how it happened, but, someone, like an elbow, contacted his nose. And I don't think it broke it, but he was bleeding profusely. So one of the other RAs that was there drove him to the hospital. Nothing bad. Like I said, I don't think it was broken, so nothing too killer. There we go. But this person whom I don't like messaged him and was like, "Oh, don't worry. I'm getting an Uber." Is that nose I'm speaking with? I don't know what that means. What's that supposed to mean? But yeah, so she texts him and says, "Don't worry, I'm getting an Uber. I'm coming your way. I'll be there." And he was like, "Literally, don't. I have someone here with me. And I'm about to get discharged anyway, and they're going to drive me home. Literally all that's going to happen is we're contacted in the nose." Yeah. Came in contact with his nose. And so he's like, literally do not, because all that's going to happen is we're going to have to wait for you to get here so that we can just drive you back. And she's like, no, I'm coming. And so she does, and they have to wait for her. And then later, she talks to that guy. She brings it up. She needs she's got a conflict with one of her duty days, so she needs a swap. And someone always needs to be on duty, so you can't just call in sick. Necessarily, you have to find someone to swap with you. Which it's not hard to do because everybody lives in the building, so usually someone's around. But she needs someone to swap with him, so she texts this guy and says, "Hey man, remember that one time that I went out of my way to go to the hospital to help you out? I'm gonna need a duty swap." So she's went out of this way to do something for this guy that he doesn't even want her to do, and then she uses it later and says, "Hey, can I get a favor?" And it's like, what the heck? You're the scum of the earth, So the question becomes why did you do this thing for this guy? Is it because you're genuinely a friend, or was it just because you wanted to lord, this over this poor guy so that you can be like, "Hey, you want?" And he's like, "No." Misogyny. I don't like this lady. Yeah. You don't like this lady? You don't even know. Yeah, I mean, it was just kind of gross to kind of find out, because this person that was really nice, she would always whenever she would see me after an extended period of absence, she'd be like, "Oh, Carl, how you doing?" And that's why I thought, okay, like she's a nice enough person to be around. Unfortunately, I was wrong. And like I'm asking everybody, of course, like the day of, I took her like absolutely to task. I was like, "You're freaking um, you know, you're freaking been leaving me hanging." Because like I said, it was a bunch of other things. I won't get into it, each of the specific situations, but there were just various things like I wanted to plan a movie night with the RAs, and I asked her to help me because she was friends with a lot of people on staff, and then she didn't follow through, right? And so I'm just trying to make friends, right? So I ask her, and she doesn't. But yeah, she just flips out. So what she does is the next round, like we had to do multiple rounds that night. So we're scheduled to go the same round. She switched with another RA right then and there, which I kind of figured what she would do because like she obviously had no leg to stand on, so like she wasn't gonna, she couldn't really stand up for herself. Um, but yeah, and so this other girl, she switched with this other girl who was, as she had told me that this other girl was her best friend on staff. And so I was like, "Oh, will you be my partner for the night?" And she's like, "Yes, turns out I will." And I was like, if I may ask, did she tell you why she wanted to switch?" She's like, I don't know. It's her. She said something about you saying she wasn't really consistent, but I mean, she's not. She was like, that's not the most, productive thing to say, someone that struggles with consistency, but I mean, she's probably, knowing her, she's probably just blowing it out of proportion. And I'm like, what the heck? Yeah, well, it's like, because it's fake. It's probably fake. Like, I'm pretty sure she doesn't, like, see it the other way. Because, I mean, I follow this person, the other person, the best friend, on Instagram, I believe. I'll see, like, reels with her, and I never see pictures of the two of them, you know? So I think it's just, I don't know what's going on with her. Um, I mean, real talk, I knew she struggled with depression. She admitted as much. And it was, as someone who has grown up around, by best of being default going on, yeah. I mean, the funny thing was she did have friends on staff, like she would hang out with other people on staff, but yeah, freaking awful, 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 awful. Funny thing is, I haven't seen him come by, but the guy who got his nose broken, um, after I posted about a cooking stream once, um, he followed me. So, hey, that's cool. But yeah, it was just crazy, that some people can just be so oblivious, right? Oh, and there's another horror story. Keeping their name out of it, of course. I don't. This is for kind of entertainment and educational purposes only. Of course, if you find this person, do not harass them. Blah 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 blah. Not that I think any of you would do that, but it's important. So yeah, I where am I going with this? Oh yeah, during the pandemic, right? During the pandemic, all of the resident assistants came to school. 2020, yeah, fall 2020, right? First start of the semester since the pandemic started. First start of a school year. So all the RAs come in early for RA training, right? Because it's their job to assist the residents. We have to get training on how to do that, so we all show up early. And then we were originally planning at my university, Michigan State. We were originally planning to have a full capacity of students coming back, full capacity. But then I believe North Carolina State or something like that did the same thing, and immediately, boom, COVID cases were through the roof. So the president of MSU, Dr. Samuel L. Stanley, who is, I believe, has a PhD in something to do with epidemiology, I want to say. He definitely has, he's definitely an epidemiologist in one way or another. Says, okay, hold up. Everybody's housing contract is canceled. Everybody's housing contract is canceled. And we will have people live on campus, But if you want to live on campus, you need to reapply and state a specific reason as to why you need to be on campus. And that reason could be, hey, I don't have reliable internet at home. I cannot attend online classes at home. But you need to reapply. You have to go, well, thanks for stopping by, Laraj, and thank you for the donation. I really appreciate it. It'll go to next week's cooking stream. But let me rinse my hands off, all sticky. So, but here's the problem, right? Most of the dorms are closed. We're going to have extremely limited numbers of residents here. We don't need a lot of the resident assistants. And not only that, but the budget for paying for the room and board of the resident assistants comes from residents paying their room and board. So you don't have enough residents paying their room and board because you're refunding everything. Well, you can't pay the resident assistants. So here's the kicker. The Residence Education and Housing Services swung for us and said, hey, to another department, we would like it very much if you fund the room and board for these students to be able to be like virtual RAs. So they did. But the kicker is you have to select certain people to be an online RA. And my boss says, okay, this person, the one I don't like, she's graduating this semester. I'll move her to be an online RA. So she won't be an RA anymore, but she'll be an online RA. It's like, okay, that's fine. That makes sense, right? She's graduating. He doesn't want to have to deal with losing her and then having to rehire someone else. Perfectly fine business decision. I understand. From what I understand, granted, this is through the grapevine, fine. Friend of a friend, two people saying that they heard this. She calls my boss up crying because she thinks that he thinks that she's a bad RA and that he's trying to basically fire her, even though she gets to keep all of her compensation. And she's trying to persuade my boss that other RAs are worse RAs and therefore should be picked instead of her. So not only is she making a problem where there is no problem, she's not losing her job, she's just being moved to another position. She's like bashing other RAs. And my boss, this poor guy, he had just been hired February. Like he literally was hired and then a month took the job, and a month later COVID hit, right? So this poor man, he's having to deal with a completely new job, completely new everything. And now he's got this punk, calling him saying, "Oh, can you make a what?" Anyway, we're making pie filling, okay? We're making pie filling. All right. So, I'm gonna need a bigger saucepan. Food, fun, and fellowship. Where do I put this thing? I put it. Anyway. Okay. Deep breaths, folks. We're continuing the cooking stream. Heavy bottom pot. Stir it and let macerate. The 3 F's my mom used to live by. Food, fun, and fellowship. All right, so. Frick! The 4th F. Frick! All right, apples. Ooh, that's a lot of... Oh, my God. That's a lot of this stuff. Oh, we might have to make an actual pie. Holy cow. That's a lot. That's a lot of donuts worth of pie filling, methinks. I should have just done 1 apple. All right, but you know what? Lemon juice. 1/3 of a tablespoon of lemon juice. I want to stir that around right now so I can prevent all this from browning. It's already started. So we're doing 1/3 of a recipe, only 2 apples. Ooh, yeah. Make a parfait or some tarts or anything. Yeah. So I'm not too upset that we're making too much. You know, I'll find something to do it with, but we are making too much. Pie filling a la mode or whatever. You know, just eat it straight up, right? Go crazy. All right. Brown sugar. 1/6 of a cup. Feeling when you start throwing things on the ground because you don't have any space. 1/6 of a cup. Where'd my 3rd cup go? It's not on the string. I unstrung them. My dad's horrified that I unstrung his measuring cups. It needed to be done.
I can't breathe.
Okay. Oh, but. We'll pack all this crud in there. Yeah, unfortunately, I've got stories of all sorts of horrible people from college. It's crazy stuff, you know? Just funny, because I try my best to avoid drama, you know, address it to the source and whatnot, and cut things off. But some people are just love to let things simmer. They just love to avoid the problem, you know? All right, let's make this bigger. I cannot deal with this right now. Which college, King Quack? Michigan State University. Since graduated. But welcome in King Quack Attack. We're making apple pie filling for donuts right now. All right, granulated sugar. 1/12 of a cup granulated sugar. Really, really. Yep. So 1/4 of a 1/3 of a cup. Good enough. I'm not too worried about proportions on this. Custard is a lot more important because you mess up the proportions. It could. You were an RA once upon a time. Overall I enjoyed it. I hated the pandemic though. Being an RA in the pandemic was just awful because no one wanted to follow mask mandates, and of course it's my job to make sure people are staying safe and following mask mandates, right? You know. But people are like just mad at me for asking them to wear a mask. It's like, bro, it's literally my job. It's not that deep. 1.5 teaspoon ground cinnamon. So 1/2 teaspoon. Good enough. Back in 92 to 94, I wasn't even born. The grunge years. I wasn't even born then. I probably look a lot younger. People, like when I grow my beard out, people think I look really old. Cinnamon, nutmeg. 1/4 teaspoon grated nutmeg. So just a little bit of nutmeg. Yeah, I mean, I've got a brother that's 3 years older, and people will consistently place me older than him now since I can grow a beard, quite thick beard at that. And he cannot. Unfortunately. He also can't whistle. But given that he's got a master's in counting, that's how I met Chow Fan's mother back in the day. He also can't whistle, but he's got a master's in accounting, so I kind of take my victories where I can. My dad threw in and he's double jointed, so thanks, Dad. I know he's your favorite. Yeah, I do look a lot older. Because like yeah, I don't do it for like fashion. Sorry, smacking the mic. I do it because it's a little pinch of salt. Office manager, the same dorm. Yeah, I work facilities as well, so I got a I kind of got a lot of exposure to other people, especially considering in South neighborhood. So that was a group of maybe 4,000 students, right? Dorms of like 4,000 plus students. Um, I was literally working in housing. Does that make you Pokemon? Am I your favorite? Once I get you these donuts, I will. I think. But yeah, I was there for a long time. Out of all of the RAs and their bosses and their bosses working in housing in South neighborhood, I was literally this when I left the second longest um, resident of South neighborhood because I'd been there for 4 years and there had been so much turmoil and shake up. So I got like a lot of, even though I was like the low man on the totem pole, like I was a student, I got a lot of people asking me questions and leaning on me, and people that were be over 40. Gotcha. A lot of people that were probably supposed to know more than me, and have more answers than I did, asking me questions, especially because I work facilities, which is kind of the other half. I was the double whammy of like knowing how like the rules of the dorm and how people living there and staying there operated, and knowing physically how all the buildings operated. Um, I like to joke this, but I want to say it was true. There there was not a room in South neighborhood that I'd never been in. There probably was definitely in my hall wonders. There was not a room that I hadn't been in. Just because over the years I'd been so involved with the facilities and upkeep of everything. Every single dorm room, every single um, professional like live-in staff apartment, every single uh, maintenance room, electrical, plumbing, internet, you name it, man. I was there. Okay. Stir together and let macerate at room. I don't know what macerate means, but we can we can kind of put this over here, and then we can start cutting out the donuts and then letting those rise. Because I've been letting them rise for almost twice as long as they should need to. Oh my god! So this was a ball in there. You ready for the reveal, folks? You ready for the reveal? Look at that. Look at that good stuff. Look at how domed over that is. Holy cow. That's some good stuff. Parents were like, hey, out of money and can't pay your tuition anymore, so get a job or quit. And since my English manager was so important, I decided to play with you. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Macerate means to let it soften. Thank you, thank you. Always nice to have more knowledgeable folks than I. We had someone last week chill for the entire time. They seem to know a lot about cooking. That was cool. They were helping me out, giving me some tips. Always help it because like I've never made these before. I've made donuts before, but just the basic ones, donuts and glaze, which I will be making the glaze here. Um, but that's literally just water, or not water, um, milk and powdered sugar. Ever been to Columbus, Ohio? Probably been through there. I mean, I live in Michigan, so traveling through Columbus, I don't think we've ever stopped in. We might have. Never stayed there a long time, I want to say. Okay, so we're doing this. We're skipping over to this. Get this whisk out of here. Don't need that no more. What's in Columbus? Is the Ohio State University in Columbus? Combine donut mix. Knead until mixture forms a dough. A lightly floured surface. Okay. Let's get all the apple off. Oh my god, look how soft that is. Oh my god. If you like donuts and you're passing through, Buckeye Donuts is amazing right off campus on High Street. Do they have Buckeye Donuts? Do they have chocolate peanut butter? Best apple fritter? Okay. Okay. Yeah, where do I Yeah, I didn't go out to eat a lot. Yes, good. I mean it's like Reese's, right? Peanut butter chocolate. Can't go wrong. Been there since 1969. It's almost as old as the dorm I lived in. Yeah, sometimes I just give up on not making a mess because I know it's just gonna, yeah, it's gonna happen. Roll out dough until about a half an inch thick, and cut into donut shapes. Do 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 do. Whoa! What am I doing? What am I doing? You gotta flour your roller. You gotta flour your roller. Cincinnati, we're passing through, and we'll buy. Oh, I appreciate that. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, for those of you who are not familiar, although if y'all are regular viewers, I would be surprised if you have not heard it. I graduated with a degree in Japanese from Michigan State, and I was unable to go on my study abroad um, to Japan, right? So that was highly unfortunate because of the COVID-19 pandemic. I did manage to pull a favor. There we go. Okay, is that? That's a little thinner than half an inch. Just squish that together. I was able to kind of pull a favor and get myself graduated. Yeah, feels real bad. But I applied to work full time in Japan as an English teacher. And they told me the timeline's supposed to be that I will find frick. I touched the on switch and it started sparking. Not good. They told me hold on. Probably good enough. They told me early April. That's when we'll tell you. Early April. And guess what? Guess what it is? So I've got like what, 4 more days until I find out yay or nay. They said they'd tell me last month. Do I want... I thought this would do a lot more donuts. Screw it, I'm not cutting them out. Hey, Purple's alt. Donuts, you look good already. I mean, they're doughy. Let's just do this. I'm a rebel, you know? We'll roll it into a ball. We'll roll it into a ball. But yeah, I'm hoping. Because, like, everyone's like, make sure you have a plan B if it doesn't work out. And I'm like, bro, this is my plan B, man. Plan A was to go on a study abroad. I could stream from Japan. And we'll see. We'll see. I'll definitely be not streaming for a while, Probably a few weeks, a month at least, I would say, if I get it. Because yeah, I would need some time to situate. Yes, Purple's alt, how are we doing? All right, so put a hole in the center. So we're gonna do some strawberry glazed ones. So we're gonna do a donut hole, a holy donut, a A Long John. I'm doing all right. Glad. Thanks for asking. A Long John, a long one, and a regular and two regular filled ones. We're doing 5 donuts. So there's our holy donut. And here's our donut hole. And then a Long John. I have no idea this is going to work out, by the way. The one time I've made these donuts before. Please don't die. I've always done just the holy kind. So we'll see. Okay, so we've got a Long John. Theoretically. Hopefully that poofs up nice and well. And then we need a couple more. A couple normal ones. So just a disc. Fillable ones, if you will. It's just a little disc. Boop. Hopefully that works out. And then another little disc. So I'm hoping to make 2 of each. That was the plan. Just squish, it's squish into a ball. Like I said, this is kind of the part where I'm a little bit winging it. I'm a little bit winging it. But yeah, I'm sad because like going to Japan, I'm gonna need to be like, yeah, take some time off, definitely. And I'm hoping I get a place that has like a really good connection. Like, I mean, it's Japan, right? You'd think it would, but the thing is, like, because it's a job teaching English in Japan, um, and English is required curriculum for all students in Japan. I can be placed anywhere. I could be in the middle of like in the middle of Tokyo, probably not. Or I could be in the northern reaches of Hokkaido. I could be in the middle of absolutely nowhere. So, I don't know, right? I want to try to keep streaming. Of course, I'm unemployed currently. So, like, that's kind of a big oof in terms of unemployment, but it means that I have all the time in the world to stream. I can stream pretty much full time. But, I won't be able to, definitely, if I'm going to be working full time as a teacher in Japan. I'll probably only have 1, maybe 2 times to stream a week, which I will savor. And the other thing is, Japan, depending on how daylight savings time is in America, Japan is either 13 or 14 hours ahead. So, 12 hours means night is day and day is night. Basically, switch the AM to PM, add 1 or 2, and that's the time you get in Japan. So that's kind of the other big oof that I'm going to be dealing with is I'll obviously have an English-speaking audience, at least to begin with, right? You all are English speakers. I'm going to guess that the vast majority of my current fans are not currently Japanese speakers. Let's make a few donut holes. Try not to slice this cutting board up, the pizza board up. It's currently 2:24 a.m. in Tokyo right now. 13 hours ahead. Like, yeah. 13 hours ahead, right? So if I was doing this stream, if this stream time is convenient for you, it will not be convenient for me. So, like, I would have to do like a really early morning stream, or probably like a late, because if I streamed at 6 a.m., it'd be 8 p.m., right? If I streamed at my normal time of 9 a.m., it would be 11 p.m. in America, right? So maybe if I streamed at 8 p.m. there, it'd be 10 a.m. here. So that's what probably I'd have to do. Like a 7 p.m. stream, and then it would be a 9 a.m. here. That would probably 7 to 10 is something I could do. But even then, like going for a 3 hour stream, 10 p.m., that's rough for me. If I'm waking up early, going to school. And we'll see. Maybe I'll be able to still stream at 7 p.m. every day. Maybe. I doubt it. Probably would give me some killer burnout. Because there'd probably be some days where I'm just like, oh, I just want to chill at home and do absolutely frickin' nothing. All right, these are going to be big boys. So yeah, that's the thing. We'd have to, although I'm sure there's some night owls, that'd be okay with 11 p.m. streams. Come on. Let's make this into a little squishy donut. There we go. Squishing it all together. So you're probably still there. Oh, I'm just seeing this now, Purple. You probably still. So you stay up till 4 a.m.? Holy cow. Purple and Shy, when do you sleep? Purple and Shy. You're Purple's alt. Are you Purple and Shy? Are you the alt? I'm assuming you are, kind of. Because you followed my stream when I wasn't streaming. And I have a viewer named Purple and Shy who has not shown up since you followed. But I'm making assumptions here. That's kind of embarrassing if I accidentally did that. Is that true? Let me know. All right, so hopefully, bada bing, bada boom, there. That should be good. Looking kind of gross. Not as smooth as I would like. It's not sticking because it's like floured. It's not sticking to itself. But, whatever. That's how that goes sometimes. Okay. So we've got 4 fillable donuts, 3 donut holes, 2 hold donuts, and 2 long johns. So we've got custard, apple, cream, apple, custard, strawberry, glaze. Oh no! Cinnamon sugar. I forgot about the cinnamon and sugar. Oh, sugar. What should I do? Let's cut these in half, and we'll make them into 2 donuts. These are kind of big. Maybe I should have cut the long johns in half. Ah! Who knows? We're having a breakdown here. Of course, everything's floured. Ah, barnacles. So it's not going to stick together well. It's hard to mold it back together. Barnacles. And then now that I'm doing this, these look too big, but it's too late now. No going back. Ugh. That's fine. Whatever. We'll squish it in. We'll do it in submission. We'll see what works. I have no clue. My favorite ones are probably going to be the custard ones, so that's why I was kind of like on maybe subconsciously, maybe actually consciously making them bigger. But yeah, let's. Ah, my cord is caught on something, not cut. I would cry if my cord is cut. I love these headphones. Although I've noticed they might be declining. I think the left speaker is picking up more than the right one. All right. Next up on the list. I'm staring at a blank screen right now. Add a quarter of a cup of apple cider. So I actually found some. They were selling like gallons of apple cider, but I just found like this. For those of you who don't know, the difference between apple cider and apple juice is that apple cider is the initial pass where the juice, you squish the apples. That's what an apple cider comes out. Apple juice is when it's hyper filtered, so all the little things in it, all the little like particles are filtered out. Let me rinse this quarter cup out. So as a result, apple cider is cloudy with like little apple bits, and apple juice is clear. Personally, I am a fan of apple cider over juice, but that's just me. Okay, so we got a quarter cup. Ah. God dang it. Don't even care. Freaking lift and peel my wet hands because I just washed this off. Okay. There comes a certain point where you stop caring, you just drop stuff on the floor because you know you're sweeping afterwards. There we go. So yes, let's stir this around one more time. Turn the heat to medium and cook the apples, stirring occasionally. Make sure that the apples cook evenly. Cook until the apples have softened, about 10 minutes. Make sure not to cook off all the liquid. The liquid does cook off quickly. Add more apple cider, which I do have. So medium, you want to cook this so it will boil a bit, methinks. Create a slurry by whisking together the cornstarch and the remaining 2 tablespoons of apple cider together in a small bowl. I have a small bowl. I'm going to need a whisk? Frick. I threw my whisk in there. Forgot I needed it for something else. Be right back. I have no clue if I have too much apples in here, but that's fine. We're fine. It's fine. All right, so we need cornstarch. 2/3 of a tablespoon. Because we're making a third recipe. Because you know what? I just love to hurt with myself with math. Oh, I think I forgot to export all my. Ooh, did I forget to export all my VODs for last week? I gotta check that. There we go. 2/3 cornstarch. Cornstarch doesn't really have a flavor too much of its own, although sometimes you can feel it. Mostly it's used as thickening agents. like this, you know, apple pie filling, of course, it doesn't want to be runny. You need to be thick so that when you cut into the pie, it doesn't all just whoosh out. You know, you want a slice of pie to be able to stay there. And then 2/3 of a tablespoon of apple cider. I'm not gonna bother. There we go. We're just gonna do that, and we'll stir that all together. So we'll mix that all around. It's a nice little slurry. So supposedly these donuts need to rise for another 15 minutes after I've shaped them, but I'm not gonna lie. They set in that oven, that warm oven for like an hour, and they're only supposed to rise for 30 minutes, so I think they're not gonna rise anymore. Squish. I do love the consistency of dough though. It's how squishy it molds, keeps its shape, semi-solid. So that one, it's supposed to soften a little bit. And then what are we gonna do? And then once that's cooked, it's about 10 minutes until the apples have softened. Then we're gonna pour the cornstarch slurry and stir together until it dissolves. Continue cooking until the mixture is thickened. 2 to 3 minutes. Then we're gonna remove it from the heat and stir in the vanilla and the butter. How much vanilla and butter are we gonna need? Two-thirds of a tablespoon unsalted butter. Everybody wants unsalted butter. I love salted butter. Salt is good. Let's turn that down a bit. Go, because we want it to get hot. If we want to start to break down all the cell walls and proteins in there, so that it can start, like actually, so you can start softening up. Because you kind of want the apples to be firm, but you don't want them to be super squishy either. You just want that good balance, and that's why I think Red Delicious don't really make a good cooking apples. One, because they're really sweet. I like that tart to kind of combat the tart flavor of a Granny Smith apple that we're using to combat the flavor of or like offset the sugary sweet stuff, because this is nice and sugary sweet. Let's give this a try. Woo! That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Don't want to drink it all right now, though, because I might need to replace some. And then I can throw some cornstarch in there. Blah, 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 blah. Then we can stir in the butter and the vanilla and let that cool completely. Then transfer it to a glass storage container, and then we can use it somewhere there. It says glass storage. Does it need to be glass? Well, metal. I mean, I'll just leave it in the pan, in the pot. After we make this, though, I might have to do a little I'll be back commercial break. Usually we do this in the middle of when we make both servings, both helpings, but I'm only making one. But yeah, I need to kind of clean up some stuff and reset a little bit. It's a little longer than something I can just dash off screen for a couple seconds. So be wary of that, folks. think it's starting to soften. Let's get a little booger. Still very hot. Okay, blowing on it a little bit didn't work. Blow on it a lot. Starting to soften, indeed. It is definitely starting to soften. Not super soft. You still have to chew it, but it's starting. Let's put a timer on for nah. I think it's probably good here. Soft enough. Okay, so frick, continue cooking until thickened. Pour that nice slurry in. And we'll stirry that slurry around. Do 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 do. Ooh, it's starting to thicken up. That's looking good. And then we'll throw in the vanilla and butter once we pull it off that heat. But yeah, kind of looks like beans, if you look at that tight height. Ooh, beans. It's starting to thicken up. I don't know if it's as thick as because it just, at the end of the day, it just needs to be not so thin that it'll start soaking into the dough, and not so thin that it will leak out. Turn that down a bit. We'll stir in this starch, and the reason you don't want to pour just starch in there is because it has a habit of clumping up. You can kind of see the white flecks in there. You got to really stir it around. I might need to whisk it. Whisk it to get the biscuit. That's kind of when you want to beat it around in some apple cider first, kind of doing a little sin there. Yeah, you can kind of see some little flecks of cornstarch. Not good stuff. Holy cow, my camera's just going crazy. Switch that out. Turn that down. Okay. Off we go. Off we go. Let that cool down a bit, and then we'll throw in the butter and the vanilla. We'll stir it around, and then we'll kind of take that off the heat, and then I'll switch over to a little be right back word from our sponsor action. All right, butter in, vanilla in, and we'll stir that around until it's all melted and incorporated. which shouldn't take long given how hot this is. Yeah. Ooh, smell that. All right. We'll let that cool. Now, from a word from our sponsor, it's just a commercial. And I'm gonna clean up a little bit and like kind of re get what I need for the next couple things. But I will be right back. And we're back. That should be good. I shouldn't need to go and wash anything else. But then again, I always say that, and then I always inevitably have to be like, oh wait, now I need this, and then I run over and then I get that. Whatever. Okay, next up, we should have a really easy one. Cinnamon sugar. Cinnamon sugar. Okay? So, this one, real simple, from what I gather. Put some sugar. Right? We put the sugar in. Okay, are you following along? This is a very complicated procedure. You ready? You ready for this? You ready? Put some cinnamon in there. So once you mix the cinnamon and the sugar, I literally just swirl it around like this. There we go. Cinnamon sugar. So I'm gonna have to like butter it up or glaze it up or something, in order to get the cinnamon and sugar to stick to the donut. But could use a little bit more cinnamon. There it is. I'll say, how did I lose the cinnamon? I literally just used it. Just used it. There we go. That should be good. Mix that all around the town. Do-do-do-do. There we go. Yeah, that's gonna be good enough. And that's literally it. So, like I said, we're probably gonna have to do a little bit more in terms of like getting it all situated and whatnot, but that's that for that. Okay. Cream, Angel's cream. I've never made this one before. Hey, Snapback Juliet, welcome in. How you doing? Are you a fan of donuts, of cooking? What brings you to the stream today? We're making Angel's cream? Some people have called it, like a cream-filled donut. We're making the cream right now. So let's just... Cream-filled donuts. This one's interesting. I've never made this one before, so we're going to have to... Wait a minute. We hit my arbitrary goal. 5-8... Oh my god! Ready for it? Pikachu! Woo! Alright, man. Jeez, you must really be impressed. Thank you for the subscription. I say we're at the arbitrary 583 goal that I put on the bottom left there. And now I've got another sub? Dang, thank you. Oh my god! Holy crap. Thank you so much. We've got gifts to Drown Donk got one, Sparkfire got one, Captain Ultros has, Pokemon, and now Lauren Butler. Holy moly. Thank you. I appreciate it. What brings you in today? That's like more... You've got like one more and you'll be like on the leaderboard. Or tied for third, at least tied for second. Holy cow. Thank you so much. I'm glad I wasn't cooking anything that right now that could burn, because I probably would have burnt it by now. But yeah, what brings you in? Found me on TikTok. Oh, nice. Which thing got me? Wanted to show some love. Thank you so much. But yeah, I hope I'm entertaining a little bit. But yeah, we're cooking donuts right now. I usually cook everything from scratch, but I had this donut mix that I want to do, so we're making a bunch of different fillings and stuff. But yeah, which one got you? Which TikTok that I did? Because I try to post daily. But yeah, let's see. Warm water. I have done yeast. No, that's for the donut itself. The cream filling. All right, we're gonna make a half batch of this. So we're gonna have 1/8 of a cup of Well, we're going to need a bowl. Make sure that there's not anything. The one that showed off my Twitch? So, like, my base one that I was just saying, hey, welcome to my channel page? Because I post a lot of clips. But yeah. I was going to say, which video did you see? Yeah, yeah. Pour the water, yeast and sugar. No, wait. Cream filling. In the bowl. Oh, literally just mix. And then beat it. Ooh. Do I want to beat it? Ah. I might have to beat it, y'all. I might have to bring out the mixer. I might have to. Forgive me. Let me grab the mixer because this is like actual like whipped cream type stuff. I didn't think about this. I'll be right back. I don't think the cord's long enough. What a time. But yes, while you're here, if you would like to check out my other social media, other than just my TikTok, I've got a Twitter, I've got an Instagram, I've got a Discord. More than welcome to join, follow, subscribe. I've got a YouTube, all that good stuff. I also have very limited space, so I apologize. So we're going to move this over here. We're going to switch this to here. And then we're going to do this sort of thing. And then I'm going to move all my stuff away. And there goes the battle. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Cake Man. Move all this crud. Ugh. I wish I had a bigger kitchen to work with. But it's fine. All right, we'll put this on. Ugh. Spin this around. Oh, goodness. And then that way, we can actually plug it in. I told my dad, I was like, yo, I won't need this mixer. So then we'll do that. We'll do this. And then we'll put that there. Okay. Okay. I didn't think I'd have to do this, but I do apparently. So yeah, luckily, all we have to do is just whip everything together. So we need a 1/4 cup of shortening, vegetable shortening. Favorite Pokemon game, Pokemon Stadium. That's a classic for me as well. As you can probably guess. And there goes the battle. The hit glanced right off. Oh, it's Squirtle. The hot battle is unfolding. That announcer guy was iconic. So we got vegetable shortening here. I think it's kind of like hydrogenated crap. There we go. Plop that out. Oh, shoot. It's supposed to be 1/8 of a cup only. Because I'm doing a half recipe. Ah! Screw it. Too late now. I think. No, never mind. We're doing a half recipe. Let's scoop half of that out. Oh my god. Scuffed stream. All right. So that's that. And then we need 1/8 of a cup of softened butter. Where's my butter? So we need 2 tablespoons of this. Wherever my knife went. Close enough. And that needs to be softened. And softened to me means melted. So we'll put that in once we got everything else in. And then we've got a teaspoon of vanilla. So half a teaspoon of that. Bloop. And then a cup of powdered sugar. A full cup of powdered sugar. This stuff's really messy. Pop this thing open. You can come by. You can come by. Hi, Mom. That's my mom walking by. Did you see? You gotta. Someone gifted a sub to you, so you're subscribed to me. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Someone came in, a new follower named Snapback Juliet, gifted you. Yep. Pokemon is my actual mom, by the way, so I appreciate that. I'm sure she does too. 2 cups powdered sugar. Oh God, I spilt it on the floor. So that's only 1 cup. The donuts aren't even close to done yet. I think I should be good. 1/2 cup. 2 1/2 cup. Because I didn't fill it up all the way. There we go. I am up. I'm crying. I'm crying. And then, yeah, a tablespoon of milk. Let's do whole milk just because we got it, you know? You know? Extra creamy. So we're just going to turn that around here. This thing is like not stable enough for this. So you know what? Well, let's heat that butter up. I had a tragic tragedy one time in which I put some butter in the microwave to melt and then forgot about it. So we never put butter in the cupcakes, and then we put them into the in the oven with no butter in it. And I was like, holy cow. So we'll do that. This was unsalted butter, but it calls for... What, did it call for salted butter or unsalted butter? Salted. So I put unsalted in, but of course, in order to make unsalted butter into salted butter, add a little bit of salt. Tap all this stuff down so it mixes all in. Come on there. So we got to whip that up until it's nice and whippy. All about shaking the whole table. Luckily, my noise cancelers, to a certain extent, I think are canceling out the noise of this. I'm hoping it's getting all underneath as well, and like actually getting to it. Because after this, I still need to reset and then fry the donuts and then stuff all the donuts. All right, let's stir that up a bit. Make sure all the stuff on the bottom's getting up. I think it is, luckily. And so, according to the recipe, we just need to stir it up, whip it up until it is nice and whippy. Yep, combine it all. 3 minutes of beating. Beat it! Beat it! I know more of Weird Al's "Eat It" than I do Michael Jackson's "Beat It." Kind of says you a lot about tells you a lot about me, truth be told. Because it was milk. It didn't call for milk and not cream, which is interesting. So you think heavy whipping cream would be a W? I'm getting the dub. It's starting to get some peaks in there. All right, I'm gonna do something controversial here. I'm gonna put a little heavy whipping cream in there. We'll see if that's smart or stupid. I'm sorry you don't have a nice like camera angle of this. Because theoretically, heavy whipping cream should start whipping up, you know? And give it a nice whippy consistency. And this table is not a fan. Trying to prevent it from like messing the joints up any more than it already is, you know? Remember to always let it stop before you stick your fingers in it. Oh, that's creamy. Tastes good. All right, we're going to do a quick BRB again so I can actually reset here. So be right back. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Had to do some impromptu. I realized for the angel cream, I was going to whip everything by hand, but if something's actually cream, you don't want to have to whip it by hand. So we're going to pull up the chocolate ganache, which is the last thing before we actually fry the donuts, and then get all the stuff prepped. So that's exciting. All right, so first thing we're going to do, we're going to boil the heavy whipping cream and the butter. So that's a half cup of heavy whipping cream and an eighth of a cup of butter. And an eighth of a cup is like 1 tablespoon. No, 2 tablespoons. 1/8 of a cup is 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. So, boom. And then a 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream. So we're making a chocolate ganache, which is like a chocolate sauce almost, kind of. Like it kind of dries and hardens on cakes and stuff. So we're gonna use this to cover the Long John and the angel cream filled one, theoretically. Oh shoot! Maybe don't want to put the plastic mixing cup near the flame. Wouldn't be prudent. Mix it, and then we'll put the. This is unsalted butter, so we'll just put a little salt in there to even it back out. All right, heavy cream, butter, powdered sugar. So yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna mix these together until boiling, until it starts to boil, and then we're going to remove it from the heat, add the chocolate, stir until the chocolate is melted and has smoothed, and then using a hand mixer, well, supposedly with a hand mixer, I'm just using it with my hand, beat it all in until it's smooth. But yeah, that's fine. I'll say because I don't want to deal with setting that mixer up again and looking at it. So yeah, it's not a lot of stuff. It was if it was a high volume, I'd care. And if it was like super like duper fancy and whatnot, I'd care. But I don't. I just want to eat it, right? It's a filling. Mixing it up. Wait for that butter to melt, and then we'll start to boil. So while that's melting and we're waiting for it to boil, we need to put 8 ounces of chocolate in there. The recipe calls for dark chocolate, but I am a wimp. Wimp? Oh, this is only 5.5 ounces. What? No, 2.5 ounces. What? 2 1/4. Oops. Whatever. It won't be as chocolatey. That'll be fine. Mix that. Mix it up. And then after this, we'll be frying the donuts and then filling them up. All right, it's starting to boil. Starting to bubble on the side. That's good. We want it to actually come to a boil, not just kind of fizzling at the sides. We want to make sure to stir it so it's not sticking and burning on the sides. And then we'll take that off. We'll throw the chocolate in. Ooh, it's starting to boil. Okay, good. So we'll turn the heat off. Boom. And we'll start putting the chocolate in, which apparently I thought for sure I had enough, but these are only like 2 1/4 ounces of chocolate, and we need 8, but it's fine. It just won't be as chocolatey, and that's all right. Either that, or if we got some chocolate chips somewhere. Yeah, we've got some cocoa powder there. I might, if it doesn't taste chocolate enough, I might just mix a little bit of that in to try to chocolate it up. Because like I said, the recipe calls for dark chocolate. I'm using milk chocolate. Dark chocolate is much more bitter than milk chocolate, which is why I don't really like it. Because I'm a filthy American. There we go. Starting to melt. Okay, that's good. That's good. And then one more. And then there we go. So that's all the milk chocolate I got. I couldn't find just like a big, like classic chocolate bar. It was either like a whole bunch of them or a whole bunch of small ones. There we go. We get the ganache in here.
Because you're gonna have to let the donuts cool before you fill them.
There we go. So we got this nice like butter and milk or cream and um, chocolate mixture here. Let's give a little taste. Yeah, could probably use a little bit chocolatier. Ooh. Oh shoot, a lot more chocolatier, I guess. We'll see how that does. There we go. Mix it all together, stir it up. I think we got some powder stuck to the cocoa powder stuck to the head of the spatula there. So we're stirring this up, and then we'll add the powdered sugar here. We need quarter cup of powdered sugar. Where the powdered sugar? There it is. And then we'll just all stir it in until it's nice and good. No, I don't want to bake. Cancel. Off. So we'll mix this up, and this should make a nice like chocolatey frosting type thing. Which theoretically should cool down and become like an actual frosting. We might need to thicken it up with more powdered sugar if that does not come to fruition, but we shall see. Yeah, so I always spill so much crap everywhere when I do the cookie streams. I got such limited space to work with here. But hey, I always make sure to clean up afterwards. And that's what's important. I get to a part where I got too much crap, so I just kind of start throwing things onto the floor because I know I'm just going to sweep it up later. Yeah. See how this is tasting. Good. Good. It's just not as thick as I would like. So I might add some more. Yeah. Let's just add a mountain more of powdered sugar, Carl. That'll be fine. That'll be great. So these will be for 4 of our donuts. So what we're end up going to do is we're going to fry up the donuts, and then we'll oh, these are getting nice and puffy. They like rose a little bit more. Good. Rose a lot more. Holy cow. Hopefully they'll pop up nicely in the fry oil. So that's the ganache. Good stuff. Oh, camera's all crooked. Can't have that. Nope, nope, nope. Stay. Stay, camera. I swear to God, if my camera drops into my ganache, I'm gonna go cry. Okay. Ugh. Let's move this to the back. Could you hand me the pot, the other pot?
Apples?
I might. Oh, wait, no, there's something in there. Never mind. No, I want to. This is what I want to do. I actually want this pan, this pot, this saucepan. Because I'm silly. So I need this. Because this is like a good size for frying. Because it's not so small that you can't like fry anything in it, but it's not so big that you're wasting a bunch of fry oil. Did I forget something? I did forget something. I did. That's fine. I always do. I always manage to do this. I'm going to need this and this. I completely forgot to do the strawberry frosting. Hold up, folks. Is it really cooking if I don't forget something? I suppose not. I suppose not. My darling assistant, could you clean this out, please? Thank you. Careful, yeah. It might be hot. Okay, so we're gonna do a third a cup of butter. Or a third a cup of what? Yeah, a third a cup of butter. Salted butter. 5 1/3 tablespoons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1/3. Ah! This is the frosting for the strawberry. Because we're going to need to do that. And at the very, very end, we'll make the glaze. Okay, good. I put this back in. Holy cow, I was about to freak out. Because I did it once before in a stream where I put some butter in the microwave and then forgot about it. Thank you. And 2 cups of powdered sugar, a teaspoon of vanilla, and 2 tablespoons of milk. So we'll put the butter in there. Literally just put the butter thing back in there. And then we'll go for 2 cups of butter, of powdered sugar. So 4 of these, 4 half cups. 1, 2, 3, 'and we'll put this there. And then we'll mix this here. And then, finally, we put some vanilla in. And some milk. Some whole milk, because I'm being a bougie. And then basically, if it's not runny enough, it's too thick, you can just add more milk. Which I don't know, I usually end up doing. Might just be a me thing. But this looks like it'll be just fine. And if it's too runny, you add more powdered sugar. Not runny enough, more milk. Too runny, more powdered sugar. Yeah, that's why generally you want to like beat it, because there's a bunch of like little clumps in there of powdered sugar, and you want to really break those up. Could you pass me a whisk, by the way, by chance? Thank you. Seashell Vids has come to aid the brigade with a party of 8, 6, 6. Hey! We'll just say 8. It'll be between you and us. How are we doing? We're making donuts. Pokemon says hi. We've made a whole mess and a half here, though. Okay, we're gonna have to put some more stuff. Put a little too much milk, overshot the milk. That's fine, that happens. Can mix it up. So we're going for frosted strawberry. Slowly went insane over in Minecraft. Nice. Hey, can you shout yourself out for me? My hands are mildly sticky. Exclamation point SO. I'm pretty sure I have it so mods can do that. Although I'm going to touch my keyboard anyway. There we go. That's getting thicker. Maybe I'll... We're getting there. We're getting there, folks. It's going to be extra good because it's got whole milk. That's more fat. Okay, fine. I'll do it. Exclamation point. SO. Seashell Vids. Go check them out. Great streamer. Playing Minecraft. Indeed you were. Okay, so this is that. Whisk really helps to beat up all those like little clumps in there. Break them up. Well, we're already done. Oh, shoot. Coming about 2. You could come now for a donut. Honestly. Can I get this washed out? Real quick. Alright, so we got these pre-washed strawberries. Hey, Cyberdoodles, thank you for the follow. What brings you to stream? Did you come in with the raid with Seashell Vids, or you just pop in, or what brings you here? We are making a huge mess. We are just finishing up making all the stuff, and then we'll actually fry the donuts. I said, Seashell Vids, you could come here right now. By the time you get here, the donuts will probably be ready. Okay, so Cyber is one of yours. Welcome in, Cyber. How we doing? Throw that in there. Got a fact. Okay, sweet. That's fair. Wonderful human. Well, thank you for the follow, Cyber. I appreciate it. I need to update my follower goal after this. We hit it this stream. Nice. I had a lovely, I don't know if they're still watching, but I have a lovely human by the name of Snapback Juliet come in. Said, hey, I saw you from TikTok. Well, they didn't say anything first. They just dropped a sub and then 5 gift subs. And then said, hey, I saw you from TikTok. Thought I'd share the love. So that was wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I feel the love. And support. And I will have fun with the donuts. See how much. And then we're gonna mash all these things with my masher. Oh wait, I got this glass bowl that's clean. I don't want that. I want this. This has got a flat bottom. That's the thing. You want the flat bottom. Because I got my masher fits in the bottom. Because if it's got a round bottom, it won't be able to smash everything against the bottom of the thing. Ugh. Throw that there. Boom. Okay. So we'll use our masher. Oh, they're not cooperating. There we go. There we go. There we go. You gotta mash it in between. So this is like a fancy pants tool. It's got like one thing to mash the big parts and then one small grate to mash the mash after we're done. So I'm wondering, should I just do the juice or just throw this all in here? Either way, I want to mash it up so the juice is very, is free to meld with the frosting. Okay. There we go. That's nice and googie. Nice and googie. Where'd the Okay, good. This is the thing that I use with the thing. There we go. Put that in there. We'll mix that all up. Put this over there. Good thing I haven't spilled anything on my laptop. Knock on wood. So here it's nice and strawberry-y. Let's mash it up some more. Probably would have stood to just like blend it all, I guess, but who knows? Who knows? Go. Whisker up, and that is our strawberry frosting. Theoretically. Theoretically. Okay. So now I'll grab something real quick. Be right back. I did reach the goals. Thank you for helping me break past the goals. I don't know why I chose 583, but I did like when I was at like 555 subscribers. So there's that. So thank you. We're reaching, excuse me, the end game. It's my oil. So, getting into the frying process. I'm using canola oil. I don't think it actually matters too much what you use. The whole point of the oil is not to taste good, but to just help the heat get all around the donuts. So you kind of want a thick, like when I was doing the fish and chips, I kind of had a thin pan's worth. You don't really want that in this case. You do want something nice and thick. So we'll heat that up. Move all this crud away from the open flame. Oh, barnacles. All right. We're getting there. So hopefully when we actually fry these, oh my god. That's probably a little better for you. Hey folks, when we actually get to frying these, we will it'll poof up and then have like a kind of cavity in the middle for us to like actually put stuff into it. Because we actually have three. I told my mom. I lied. I told her I had three things, but we've got cream filled, custard filled, and apple filled. So there's that. But yeah, of course, the apple-filled one's gonna have a really big tip. Like, show me this fancy thing. You put it in, and then you just load it in the top, and then you just bleep, squish it right in there. But the apple-filled is gonna need to be really big, because the apple's chunks are also really big. So we've got two of each. We got two custard, two um, cinnamon sugar, two strawberry frosted, two glazed donut holes, which we're gonna make the glaze last because I don't want to that to dry out. Two apple filled and two cream filled. So hopefully we'll. I put a little bit of dough in there so that I could fry, so I can tell if it's hot enough. Probably turn the heat up a little bit on that, just to get it up to temperature. Hopefully I don't melt the sugar that's on the bottom. And now we wait. So I've got a drying rack over here. You can probably see a little bit of it. So we will, once they come out, then we'll put them on the rack to kind of drip dry or cool down a bit, and then we'll finish them off. Hopefully they'll look nice. They'll probably actually look like garbage, but that's okay. Woo. This one has been especially messy. I mean, I'm doubly glad that I didn't try to go crazy and this is my first time making them. Not donuts, but my first time trying to make strawberry frosting or glaze or apple filling or anything like that. So this mix I am familiar with, but yeah. So yeah, my thought process was typically I don't like to make things from mixes on stream because it's kind of like lame. I want them to make them from scratch, right? Because if you make them from scratch, like that's more entertaining. It's a cooking stream, not a like a follow the freaking back of the box stream. So I've had these donuts and I've been watching my calorie intake and I've had this donut mix forever and I wanted to make it, so I figured okay, that'd be cool to make it on stream, but I don't want to just be like, oh, here I am adding yeast, stirring, letting it rise, and then frying these donuts up. So I decided to make a whole bunch of different things. I've made custard, I've made strawberry frosting, I've made chocolate ganache, I've made cinnamon sugar already, and I've made apple pie filling. And I have yet to make like standard glaze. That's going to be just the last thing we do because that's super simple. It's just literally mixing milk and powdered sugar and vanilla and then drizzling it over the donut holes. Oh, looking like it's starting to fry.
Ganache is good.
Apparently the ganache is good. Is good. I was gonna say gnud, but yeah, no, that didn't work. Trying to be funny, absolutely failed. It's getting up to heat. I'm trying to heat a little bit down once it's starting to get up to heat. We don't want to burn it. These are kind of thick donuts. I forgot how much they rose afterwards because I left it in the oven for like an hour, like just in a warm onion oven. It wasn't even on. And I thought, okay, they'd probably risen all that they'll rise. But took them out, shaped them up, and I guess what? They rose. They puffed up a little bit more, which is good actually for the ones that I want to fill, because that means that hopefully they'll have a cavity in the center. Okay, let's try first with one of the donut holes. Okay, no, it's not hot enough. Thought it was getting hot enough. That stinks. Donut holes are the ones that I'm afraid of messing up the least. Because if I mess them up, oh well. My mother's off to the side filling up all the pastry bags, tasting them, and giving her approval, thumbs up. Oh, it's not thick enough. It's not really super thick.
Just the holes that big.
Gotcha.
No, it's probably perfectly thick.
Yes. So we'll see. I don't think it'll be that great in presentation, but I think it will be great in taste, and that's what matters. Are you ready yet? No? Not ready yet? What? What? Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Because, yeah. Usually, when I fry things, I fry in a pan so I can put more stuff in there, and the heats can get, like, it better captures the heat of the stove top. Um, but you don't want to do that with something big and thick like a donut. You do not want to do that. And luckily, usually I'm super duper hungry by this time because I don't eat lunch, and I just have to wait until I'm done to eat it all because we do a little chatting, little chatty chat afterwards, and while we eat. But I don't believe we have a thermometer on hand, unfortunately. It's got to be hot enough, right? I've just been ripping off pieces, little pieces, and throwing them in there. Okay, it's starting. It's not roiling, cooking like as much as I would want. Because you want a really fast cook, when you're deep frying stuff. You want the outside to be crispy and the inside to be squishy. Kind of, not squishy, like, melts in your mouth type. You don't want to be like crunchy all the way through with a donut. Don't want to bite into a donut and be like, you know? You picking up what I'm putting down?
Yeah. Picking it up now.
Okay, it's starting to get up to boiling, to proper cooking. This first donut hole might be a little iffy. want to say it's looking good. I made way too much of some of this stuff. Way too much. We'll have to get creative in the future. Because I made cookies last time, butterscotch chip cookies, but they're really good by their own, by themselves. I don't think I would want to frost them. One? Here's the second donut hole. Ooh, cookies. Yeah, I made cookies last week. I made cookies and fish and chips, but honestly, I should have just made fish and chips. But there's no camera. There's no camera here anymore. Mom's over here crawling around thinking that she's avoiding the camera. I'm like, it's okay, Mom. There's no camera. So here's the first one. Here's the first one. A little bit brown on one side. Ugh. It's like the steam's carrying up the oil or something and just getting my hands greasy. Ugh. I'll let it sit for a while. It's a hot boy. Okay, that's our second of our, it's like a cream puff almost. Second donut hole. I don't know, I feel like these things like dried out a bit. There we go. That's frying. That's frying, boy. Okay, we can probably turn this down a bit so it's cooking a little quicker than I would like. Look at this. Nice and squishy inside. Cakey inside. Hot to boot. That is not a beautiful looking donut, but that's not the question. Is it going to be a beautiful tasting donut? That's the important question here. There we go. It's starting to. I'm thinking maybe because I let this sit out for so long, it kind of got a little dry, and that might be a little bit of a problem, but we'll see. Yes, we shall see indeed. It's cooking pretty well, pretty quick. So once we'll fry these up, then we'll kind of open up the space, and then we'll have some fun covering them and with stuff, and squirting them with stuff, and filling them with stuff, and all that good stuff. All right, here's one of the custard filled to be. Oh, it's spitting. It's spitting at me. It's just like a whole bunch of oil on the top. The focus isn't great. Not much I can do about it right now, though. That's one thing I need to make sure in the future. Make sure my focus is good. That seems like a ready to burst. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Okay, here's theoretically one of the filled ones, either with cream or with apple. All right, flip this. It's looking like it's cooking pretty quickly. Because it was saying like 3 minutes per side, but I don't know about that. That seems like a little excessive. Might be because my oil's too hot. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, when I hold it up like this, it just drips all the oil down. Holy cow. That's not good. So I need to hold it constantly down, gravity, that way. Ugh, gross. And we'll flip it. I swear the other Long John one was like preparing to absolutely explode out of its shell. Ever so quiet. So I think after this, we might just transition into the chatting thing, and then I might invite my mother on to help me make them right then and there, and then we can take pictures and whatnot, and then we shall see what's gonna happen, and then we can just eat them right then and there rather than trying to like do it here of this awkward space that's got a bunch of crap. All right, that's the second Long John done. There's another one of the filled ones. Thank you, thank you. Good tasting donuts. Hopefully, I'm not messing every single one of these up. The first one looks good, tastes good. We'll see how they, you know, how they actually turn out. So this is another one of the filled ones. This are to be the filled ones. There we go. Put that in there. Only like 3 more to go after this one, and then we'll do a little break, and then we'll reconvene, making the actual finished product. They might not look the prettiest, but I hope they'll taste the prettiest. Ding! Dang, this thing loves to drip. These Teflon tongs, they're nice, but I think the problem is because they have such a big surface area, they they just let the oil drip all over. They just like pick up too much oil and just let it drip. You need like traditional like tongs and whatnot. So it's fine for now since we're finishing up the last couple of donuts, but I'll have to keep that in mind for the future. Flip over that. Of course, when you cook anything, it turns brown. So even if you put dye and stuff in it, it's not really gonna do much for you because it's supposed to be orange. They do look orange, but they do not look as orange as um. Oh, I chucked the package, but as the package would have you believe. Second to last one. I made so much junk today. So much junk today. I'm gonna have to figure out how to eat it. I still haven't eaten all of the butterscotch chip cookies from last week because I just like I've said I'm trying to watch my calories and I can only eat so much crap a day before I go over on my calories and then and get a calorie surplus and then I have to stop. Throw that there, and then the final donut. Frying it up. Here they are a bit more. Can take this away. I don't want to move that with one hand. Knowing me, I'm gonna freaking make it fall. No, flip once. That one side just does not want to get cooked, I guess. Okay, finishing up the cooking. How shiny my hand is. Ugh. It's all covered in grease, oil. Actually, I think this is supposed to be another. Yeah, this is supposed to be a hold one, a holy one, I think. Okay, so we're done here. I will do another commercial break. I think we'll reconvene at a different location. And then we'll be actually decorating the thing. So we will be right back. We're back. I'm back. Okay, so theoretically, welcome to my pastry shop, I guess. So we've got standard donuts that will be filled with apple, apple filling, and then will be dusted with powdered sugar. And then we've got other standard filled donuts that will be filled with cream, angel cream, and then will be topped with ganache, chocolate ganache. And then we have long johns that will be filled with custard. I'll show you the bowl here. Custard, and then topped with ganache. We have round boys, actual traditional whole donuts, which will be dusted with cinnamon sugar. We'll see how we're going to make that stick. And then we have more round boys that will be dusted with or covered with strawberry frosting. My mother has been kind enough to try to prepare some of the more strawberry. Oh, there she comes. Yeah, so it was not thick enough. That's the problem. If we try to put it on the donut right now, it won't stick. So that's the thing. So, okay. Let's start. Okay, this is actually, I think, a whole donut that rose too much. Yeah. So let's try. How do I don't know how to do this. Full disclaimer, I've never done this before. But all right. So this is one of the cream donuts. Pushing as far as it'll go, and you just kind of.
You might be able to do a little of this with the tip, try to make a hole in there.
It's inflating. So there we go. It's nice and creamy.
I was gonna say you can do it from both sides.
Yeah, I might have to do it from both sides. Oh, bunch of air.
Blow the cream out the other end.
Okay, so that's a nice and creamy one, I guess. And then let's grab another one and creamy that one up. Oh, it's dripping the cream. Put a little too much cream in there then. Okay, there we go. And then we need to top it with the old chocolate ganache. Ooh. Oh. So hopefully, this is supposed to be thick enough. Maybe?
And then you just have to sit and let it form the edge a little bit. Or do its thing. That's usually what they do. They just pour it on and then leave it there to cool.
Okay. And then we've got the ganache. Oh, more. Ah. Who knew donuts could be so hard?
Dunkin' Donuts.
America runs on Dunkin'. Okay. So that's okay. So we got a bunch of custard in here. Let's see. We might have to get two of these because
you might want to shove
like
the spoon in there.
Yeah, I was gonna say we might want to just do this and like make a pocket with it. Okay, I'm gonna get another spoon. Yeah, can you get one? Okay. That's good stuff, though. That is good stuff. My mother has volunteered to be a lovely assistant, and I am paying her in donuts. Oh, we should have put the star tip on that one, so we could put a little star. Although I don't think the cream is stiff enough to actually hold a star shape. Unfortunately, nah, that's fine.
Oh, that's
Because usually, so you can tell the difference between like custard filled and star filled or whatever, or and cream filled. They put like a little star of cream on one because it can hold it, but I don't think this cream can make it. Is this even okay? It is coming out. It's just like a strain on me.
Yeah, it's thick.
Ah,
What is that?
is that all in there? Oh no, of course it is. We need more.
Or one of them if you.
Ah, yeah, custard. So my technique that is has been passed down over years of expert bakers is taking the back of a spoon here and using the flat of it to push the innards of the donut to the side so that like they push against the crust. And then we just pump it full of cream until it frickin' explodes. It's starting to blow. Oh no. Come on. Get in there. Get in there. I know.
So now you know why so many donuts are partially filled. Your strawberry glaze.
Trying to hear if there's custard.
Hand me a spoon, please. Which one do you want filled with apple?
These two. Get the apples.
Yeah, disembodied hand there.
It's not the prettiest. Yeah, I got my off-screen assistant here. It's my mom.
Disembodied hand. Is this one supposed to be strawberry?
So we got the holy ones and the holes. The little donut holes are strawberry. So I want to get fancy pictures of all these.
What's up?
Oh god.
It's a tough job. Somebody would have
I wish the ganache was less runny. I know ganache is kind of known for being runny. So how do we get the cinnamon sugar to stick?
You can cheat. Usually you do it right out of the fryer.
Yeah, so it's
You can cheat and put like spray Pam on it. That one's messy. Do you have Pam?
I don't know. Oh, that's really good. The strawberry. It's so sugary. It's like I mean, it's just like sugar overload. That's a little too good. I can see myself just guiltily making a tub of it, just kind of sitting in the corner.
Consuming mass quantities.
Yeah, like going through a bad breakup or something.
Any other ones?
Let's see. A couple of these that have not been filled yet. These two. Okay, so these two. Two of these things need apple.
You said these two.
Okay.
Remember when you pick it up, it's gonna warp.
Do we not have a?
Yeah, it's in there. You gotta squish it back down.
Oh, okay, I see it.
Wasn't much I could do with it.
Oh!
Oh yeah. There you go. So hold the tip to the can.
Gosh darn it!
Here, let me hold the donut. You were gonna.
No, I got it. Yeah. Oh no.
You gotta twist that.
Yep.
And then pull it out at you.
Oh, there we go. So that's theoretically supposed to be. So you hollowed them out too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So theoretically, that's supposed to be covered with
So you
powdered sugar.
So you push it and pull it out as you go, and that should fill it.
Oh! Looks like they're puking. They're puking apple. What? So theoretically, those should be dusted with powdered sugar, and then we got the powdered sugar here. Yeah, right here. Ta-da!
A little sieve, so you probably could just take a little bit and do this kind of thing.
So how do we? You got us like a spray bottle, an aerosolizer.
Which one's got needs powdered sugar?
The apples.
Nope, that's not.
I'm giving up on the cinnamon sugar. It's gonna be strawberry cinnamon sugar. So yeah, put the strawberry on. There we go. Strawberry on, cinnamon sugar on. There we go. Oh, goodness gracious. And then what was the final? We've got 2 creams, 2 apples, 2 things. I guess these are just donut holes? Was this supposed to be a donut hole? Am I growing crazy?
Well, yeah, that's. Yeah, we should really have a sieve for this.
Yeah, so it's typically, for those of you who don't know, if you want to sprinkle powdered sugar on something, you take a sieve, pour the powdered sugar on top, let whatever it does fall through back into the powdered sugar thing, and then you tap the side, and then it all rains down. I think that's it.
You can get your picture.
Let's get some pictures. Yes. Actually, wait.
Is it still in the...
No, it's in my pocket. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not doesn't hold the star shape, but let's get some pictures before we finish.
One at a time?
One of each kind.
I thought you were just going to take a picture of the mass.
One of each kind. And then the mass. That's not as pretty. This is not pretty, but it's prettier. I think that's all.
Don't know.
Yeah, kinda.
That's the only one I could see you did.
And then we'll just there we go. Well, would you like to do us the honor of trying one on stream as well? I'll just go for the donut hole. That'll be easiest. I think. Oh, I got my hand in the cream.
That's not the yummiest. Oh gosh. All right, I'm going for it. Let's go.
Chocolate cream?
I'll get cream.
A little too good. Get the opinion. Speaking to the mic, please.
It's good. I like it.
You heard it here, folks. It's good, and she likes it. All right. Well, my hands are too sticky to find someone to raid.
She's so big, better get in her grave if I'm gone.
But yes, I will. I think I'll finish it there, folks. That's it for today. Thank you everybody for coming out. Feel free to join the Discord and suggest what I should cook next week. Hopefully, it'll be a little bit more structured. I knew this was going to be a little chaotic, but it all got done in the end. We have gotten so much crud, made such a mess, but it'll be fine. In any case, thanks everybody for coming out. If you like what you saw and you're not following, you can feel free to follow to be notified of when I next stream, which is tomorrow, Monday at 1 p.m. I'll be streaming some modded Stardew Valley. And if you are following and you would like to check out my other social media, you can do so down below in the description. If you're on desktop or if you're on mobile, you can type !, whatever the platform is, and my bot will give you the link. And if you would like to support me in ways other than just watching, you can subscribe. It's free if you have Amazon Prime. You can find out how to set that up in my Discord. Other than that, stay safe out there, folks. Get boosted as soon as you're able to, if you're not already. If you're not boosted, don't leave your house unless you need to. But if you do need to leave your house, make sure you wear a mask, stay at least 6 feet away from other people, and everybody, wash your hands often. Bye.